Hello everybody and welcome back to gameplay stream number 1. We are going into game number 2. It looks like we'll be on MLG Daybreak, which I actually like that choice from MC if he wants to go for this double forge opening once again. He needs a little bit of time. He needs to allow those upgrades to come out on his side. And that way, also, with having his 2 observers out, if he goes that route once again, he'll be able to react in time and plan accordingly for his opponent.
Yeah, not only is this map a little bit bigger, but there's also a lot of choke points looking at the third, the natural expansion. The force fields do very well here, unlike some maps where the third is just a little bit more open. Daybreak isn't the largest map, but like I said, utilizing force fields, that's mainly, I think, what MC is going to rely on here. So looking forward to this game. Will MC choose to vary up his style? I know that, Polt is looking dominant against Protoss players, and MC himself has actually struggled against Terrans. We saw in his group matches. I think he went 0-3 against Terrans in his group. So obviously having a tough time trying to find out what can work with him. He's, I would say a little kind of underperforming right now at this MLG.
Well, he is a boss to us, and what he's got to do, he's got to shake it off.
Yes.
This game matters. You win, you're in it. You lose, you're out. You're done with MLG. You grab your scene points. I think right now they're in placement to, I think, at least get $1,000 right now. But don't quote me on that. But again, it's really, really important to shake it and win this game and get yourself to an ace match. And we'll really be looking at from here MC, who is spawning in the top right corner, our red Protoss player. And then, of course, in the bottom left corner, you were just looking at him. It's going to be Polt, our blue Terran player. So, again, one Rex expand can be working here for our players. Of course, an expansion first is a possibility from both our players.
Actually, you know what? It's going to be Command Center first here and Nexus first from both players.
It's looking like it. Certainly is. So we do have the probe moving down to the bottom right corner and looking at Polt. He has done it as well, and he actually got his Command Center down first, so he wins. Obviously, that's that's how the game works. But yeah, the Nexus been thrown down as well. So very, very greedy openings, but it works out because again, both players are doing it. It's kind of become really one of the go-tos actually on this map. Even seeing Command Center first against Zergs, it's such a long distance, of course, and you have so much time to respond accordingly. Now with Polt falling up with the first racks, we'll see if he actually goes for double gas afterwards so he can get tech up immediately when he does fall up with 2 racks, or if he plays a little bit safer and grabs 3 racks right afterwards.
Yeah, he'll probably take up to 3 racks. I know MC's one to be known for aggression, especially warp gate aggression, so he has to have that in the back of his mind right now, knowing that MC has the potential to even fortigate him on this map. You can throw that in there. MC is not afraid in elimination matches, which he's currently facing, elimination right now against Polt, to throw in cheese. Let's call it fortigate cheese right now. I mean, it is a legit build, but a lot of people consider it a cheese build. But, that's one thing that's really good from MC. He's not afraid to throw in different builds from time to time. But Nexus first year, both players playing very, very standard from this point on after the Nexus first and Command Center first.
Yeah, correct. Gas after Gateway to Cybernetics Core into Gas afterwards. Very, very standard. You are very correct there. And yeah, you're right. MC, as well as Polt, though, as we just saw in game number 1, both players have the ability to just turn the aggressiveness on. They realize they can read each other's builds and really just say, okay, I can hit here and I can do a lot of damage, and I'm going to do that. And you can't be afraid to do that, especially at this high level of play. So checking down here in the main, we do actually have no more racks being thrown out quite yet. Could he potentially grab a third Command Center?
He could be going for, it could possibly very well be a very fast third Command Center. I'm sure he scouted the Nexus first, so he feels like, you know what, I can actually get my SCV count up a little bit faster. But no, in fact, it's going to be 2 more racks here for Polt. So we're going to see a very huge influx of Marines coming in here relatively soon. And there's not going to be really any way for MC to scout this other than counting the amount of Marines that are out at a certain time. So warp gate is going to be halfway complete. Actually, you know what? This is going to be probably the same thing as actually we saw before from Polt, like a stim combat shields timing here as he's getting his 2 gases. We'll have to wait and see, though. This is going to be a lot of aggression coming out of Polt, though, for sure.
Well, MC does have a stalker movement across the map, and of course with that mobility and speed on his side, he can definitely come in here and get the count on the Marines that you were talking about there, get an idea. And from there, I can actually kind of judge how many racks might be on the field if he can't get into the main, which is always cool and good to know there. So checking in, we'll see the Marines to go ahead and do his best to start kiting them. Gotta be careful, though, because if he does get a little overzealous here, those Marines will shred through the stalker, but theoretically, he could kite them all day long. not even caring one bit about it. Checking back into the main here. What do we have? 2 more gateways half falling up. Will he throw down a robo? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Will he grab a 6th gateway anytime soon? It does not look like it, being very content with 5 gates at the moment. So, it looking like he can go ahead and play relatively safe here. It could be a little bit of aggressiveness on here. But from here, it gives him a lot of openness. He can do the box facility afterwards, or of course, he can even do another Nexus right afterwards, or even the double forge that he would enjoy. That he seems to enjoy. Soccer's still harassing here at the natural, poking off a couple of Marines left and right. Looking at their kills, 1, but now going to get a couple now as well. But they have lost their shields and will be forced to retreat.
MC doing a really great job with his Stalkers, actually poking away at the Marines, doing some very permanent damage again till the medevacs come out, and that's going to help with this push coming from Polt. He's adding the 2 reactors now, going for a very heavy Marine, and now adding on a dash of Marauders with this composition. No doubt we'll see combat shields actually on the way here relatively soon for Polt. He's going to put some pressure on MC, but with MC going up to 2 additional gateways, moving up to a total of 5, he should be pretty safe. As long as he engages with proper force fields, he shouldn't have a problem in dealing with Polt's army, and Polt is actually going to expand behind this with such an influx of ground army here. Polt should be very safe from any aggression that is going to be coming from MC. MC, though, does have a lot of sentries.
He's really looking to nail the timing here where no third will be going up. He wants to do a little bit of aggressiveness. He has so many sentries, as you mentioned, so he's going to have a lot of force fields available to him. Following up with some tech, it looks like he actually has a Twilight Council being thrown down. It looks like it's here in the natural. So we'll see how aggressive he's going to be. A lot of Zealots now warping in as well. Gonna keep moving forward. Stalkers will prod up first to see if there's anything within the way. Now, remember, Polt's actually pretty strong right now. He's going to have Stem finishing up within the next 15 to 20 seconds. Has Cheeto Combat Shields. It won't be here in time for the aggressiveness, but he will have a follow-up attack if he wants to, if he wins any really great engagement here from MC. But MC, is he going to move on forward? Here comes all the sentries. They are in the back of the army compositions where you definitely want them to be. Is he going to run in and force field all these bunkers? I don't think he has enough DPS to break through. Oh, wait, here's some units in the top left corner. He might barely be able to. Force fields have been thrown down. Zealot's running in top left corner and the bottom right corner. Force fields are actually really good here. Does break the bunker. SCVs have been pulled off the line, but it's a little too late.
I don't know actually by the force field there by MC. It looks like he's killed off a bunch of the army of TSL Polt, but there's no real damage dealers. He does have a super, super high count of sentries here, Robin. This is almost unprecedented seeing this many sentries this early on from a Protoss player. And where did the army of Polt go? He looked like it's such a defying army, but
the force field are great. He really sectioned up a lot of the Marines. The Marauders were in the back, and they couldn't take any of the Stalkers on. The Stalkers shredded the Marines in the front with the Guardian Shield building up as well. The Marines became that less dependent when it came to DPS, and he just handled that perfectly, taking out the bunker. The Zealots take so much damage there, and now he just keeps warping in units left and right, and he's good to go. The thing is, because Polt was so greedy and put a third down a little bit earlier on, he doesn't have much production at home that he could have had off of a 2 base to really hold this off. Well done here by MC, and he may actually take this game pretty convincingly. At the moment, will he push up into the main? He sure will, and there he goes. Focus down the supply depot, please, and he would be great to be able to push in here after he kills off these Marines in the bottom left corner.
Yeah, Marines falling left and right here for Polt. Polt in a desperate situation, 106 to 40 supply. Looks like MC will be able to take this game. GG comes out from Polt, and game number 2 goes to SKMC with a really fantastic 5-gate timing there. Able to take advantage of that very fast third.
Yeah, what we were talking about actually in game number 1, if we had any aggression from MC rather than double forge, well, it's always said that we would need 2 to 3 bunkers from him to hold that, and he's got to make sure he pulls SCVs in the right time. And unfortunately, Polt was not assuming that MC would come with aggression. He assumed because Daybreak's a larger map, he would sit back at home and wanted to play double forge. So MC playing a little bit of mind games there. Suddenly the aggression comes. Polt's not ready for it because he actually had no map control whatsoever. He had no bunkers ready to go. Didn't have SCVs pulled off at the right time. As you saw, there was the 2 Stalkers in front, and that's all Polt saw, actually. He didn't see the sentries behind and the Zealots behind them as well, so he wasn't ready for the push at all. Nothing was set up, and that's why he just lost. It was that simple.
Yeah, and that's it. So, again, this is the ace match for both these players. Both players now facing elimination. Stay tuned for game number 3 coming up from 2012 MLG Columbus.